Hi.
Hello, welcome to Knock Knock Hi with the Glaucomfleckens. I'm Dr. Glaucomflecken.
I'm Lady Glaucomflecken.
Will and Kristen Flannery, and thank you for joining us for Glock Talk. I've got some things to talk to you about.
Okay.
First of all, I'm going to answer a question that probably is on the minds of many people out there in the world. No, I am not in the Epstein files.
Oh, phew.
Not once. I've not exchanged emails. Nothing. Glaucomflecken, the word Glaucomflecken will not be found. So, because there was a high-profile physician that was
I saw this.
referred to, like 1,000 emails were exchanged.
Yeah, and I saw some of the content of those emails, and it was gross.
Dr. Peter Attia. So I did see that he responded on X.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he.
This might be old news by the time people are hearing this, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to talk about, honestly. Like
What was his response?
Well, it's like he said he was not involved with Jeffrey Epstein in any like professional, like he wasn't his physician. He wasn't, which it might actually make it worse because like.
Yeah, so you're saying you were just like his friend?
Well, because as a physician, like I've taken care of like people like prisoners.
Right.
I don't know what they did. That's not part of, I don't need to know.
Right.
Like the offense that somebody like committed to become a prisoner, they show up in my clinic sometimes and I take care of their eyes.
Right. Because that's the job.
Right. And so, but saying like, well, this person, I wasn't their doctor. So yeah, you're just kind of like friends.
I find it odd that it didn't say I wasn't his client or whatever word you want to use. I did not. Not only did he not use my services, I did not use his service. I think it's perhaps telling that that was not in there.
I think the entire field of this longevity medicine, which is what he's involved with, and like a few, like there's a whole growing little group of people are just trying to like live longer. I get weird vibes from that. All that going on, and
I don't think it's entirely evidence based all of the time.
No,
some of the vibes.
So anyway, it's but the point is, I'm not in them.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. As your wife and
just letting you know,
marketing,
just letting everyone know,
person
reassured. All right. So other social media like updates, things I want to talk about is the video I made about pepper spray. So I put that out a while back in response to the ICE protests and upheaval and violence.
Yeah.
And as basically just something like what can I do as an ophthalmologist, right? And this is one thing I can do is try to help people protect themselves. And a couple things I want to follow up with. I appreciate all that video. Just it's interesting, and this just also speaks to like the impact that physicians, like when I talk to physicians and encourage them to be on social media in an ethical way. Important to be ethical. This is like a good example of like what can happen. Like all I'm doing, I'm just saying things that I know as an ophthalmologist,
and it's probably a very basic thing for you as an ophthalmologist.
Very basic, and basically, and then in case you didn't see it, basically I talked about how if you get pepper sprayed, first thing, don't rub your eyes. Like that makes it worse because it spreads a lot of the pepper sprays. And I learned through the comments, I learned a lot through like seeing how people are reacting to it, this video. Because it so far 5-6 million views across social media. So it's being seen very widely. It's being spread around. Not all pepper sprays are oil-based, apparently. Like there's some that are not, but a lot of them are. But if you rub your eye, it's going to spread the oil. Like where else other places. So you definitely want to avoid rubbing your eye. And then I recommend you take some obviously you need to irrigate the eyes as quickly as possible.
Right.
And you can put a few drops, a little bit of baby shampoo which, and like basically soapy water, but
Yeah.
but a very safe soap for the eye.
Right.
Baby shampoo is obviously mild, like
Yeah.
no tears, all that,
Right.
there's a reason for that. So you don't want to use like dish soap or something.
Right.
Baby shampoo to have a little soapiness to help emulsify the oils.
Yeah. People were wondering about the ratio water to baby shampoo.
It doesn't take much soap to like make suds in a
just enough
liquid.
to make suds.
Yeah. So it really just takes like a little squirt of the stuff into a liter of water.
Okay.
And then you rinse your eyes out. But even if you don't have access to that, just saline or just water. And you don't want to use milk products. I mentioned that because you can increase your risk of infection in the eye if you're putting something that has bacteria in it.
Particularly raw milk.
Okay, obviously not raw milk.
That's where we are.
Even pasteurized milk still has bacteria in it.
Yeah.
It's just has a low enough concentration of bacteria to consider it safe for human consumption, but it's consumption, not in the eye. So you don't want milk products in your yogurt. None of that. These are things that I see on social media. People talk about. I think
it's like, because when you eat something spicy, right?
There's
like milk
absolutely
helps cut the burning.
But I don't think even all pepper sprays are like capsaicin based either. So it's like,
there's been some pepper spray innovation.
Oh
apparently.
Man, they're innovating the hell out of pepper spray to make it as worse as ever. And so, but the point is to irrigate. You want to irrigate, and irrigate in a way that's going to prevent that water and the oils and everything from getting down into your nose and mouth. You want to get it off your body if you can.
How much does it take? Like how much should people plan to bring along if they?
You need to at least a liter, but probably even like several liters. So that probably means just irrigating with whatever you have immediately and then going to find a place where you can just put your head under a faucet and really, a squirt bottle works great because often your head's down and you have to kind of fight gravity to try to irrigate sometimes.
Right.
And so having something you can squeeze the bottle.
I'm sorry, because this is a very serious topic, but do you know what that makes me think of? And this is actually probably a useful tip.
I'm dying to know.
Those squirt bottles that they give women after you have a baby.
Were those squirt bottles? I remember you having a straw, like a bendy straw in a bottle.
No, I'm not talking about for drinking. They give you squirt bottles
to clean
yourself, basically, because you can't like
touch it.
Yeah, it's very like tender, sensitive down there. So they give you these squirt bottles, and they have this like the angle of the tip is what help. Like it's what you're saying about your head will
clean
be down.
Clean your eyes, clein your labia.
Just clean
works.
the thing in between the two.
Absolutely. So it all works. And so that was the basics of the advice I gave. One thing I did leave out though is lots of people had questions about contact lenses.
Yes, sure.
So first of all, some people were asking if contact lenses are protective, and they're not. Absolutely not. Because that oil, the pepper spray, the liquid, it'll get underneath your contacts. When we prescribe eye drops for people, you can take eye drops with contacts in because that medication gets underneath you have a fluid underneath the contact. Yeah. It's movable. So it doesn't,
it's not suctioned onto your eye.
Ideally not, except I have seen a few in clinic recently. Ooh, it's a rough thing. Especially when you put a contact in your eye and you don't remember that you put it in. And so it's in there for 3 months. This is literally a patient I saw recently. And patient's like, I feel like my eye kind of hurts a little bit. I looked in there. I was like, do you know you have a contact in your eye? It's like, no, I haven't used contacts in months. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you do. It's there. I took it off and made that little noise when it came off, and patient's all better now.
Sounds painful.
After about a week or so.
Like a little lightheaded to hear that story.
So anyway, the point is, so what do you do if you get pepper sprayed and you're wearing contacts? Well, first of all, try to avoid that in general. Like if you're going into a situation where you might be pepper sprayed in the US, whether it's a protest or checking your mail or
driving down the freeway in Portland
or taking a nap alone in your bed, anytime you might get pepper sprayed in the US, don't wear contacts. Actually, you should never wear contacts when you're sleeping in general. But wear glasses, safety glasses, and then that's going to provide much better protection. But if you are wearing contacts, you still want to irrigate immediately. So, like, it can be hard because it's going to be hard to open your eyes. And so sometimes I'm afraid that people are going to try to remove their contacts, like right after and then have trouble getting them out and then just end up essentially
smearing it all over,
rubbing their eyes because they're trying to remove the contacts. So I would just start irrigating your eyes immediately. And then as soon as you can fairly comfortably open your eye, then you remove your contacts. But you just want to start that irrigation process like as quickly as possible. Yeah.
What about, I mean, I know you're just talking about eyes, but like, is there a analogous thing that you know of for the other parts of your body affected by pepper spray? Like, what if you get it in your nose? What if you get it down your throat? You know?
I don't know. I don't think
it's
that
outside your expertise.
and I don't think those would be as critical structures because
no, but I bet they're still very uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, yes. I don't know what to do about those.
I wonder if you could use like saline.
I mean, you just
up your nose.
That sounds awful.
It does, but so does pepper spray.
But then if you're shooting it up your nose, then where's it? Then it's gonna like go down your throat.
Well, your throat also needs to be cleaned. I mean, I'm not saying that. I have no idea what the best way to do that is, but maybe some of our listeners will tell us.
I would focus on the eyes as one of your vital senses. And
what happens? Can pepper spray cause damage to your eyes or just discomfort?
It can cause damage.
What kind of damage can it cause?
Well, I saw some harrowing videos over the past couple weeks of people having like an entire canister emptied into their face at point blank range. That kind of exposure can give you corneal abrasions and potentially scarring of the corneas. In fact, I did some research. I looked at some case reports of people that had permanent vision loss from corneal scarring from a bad enough exposure that just didn't heal. So that's the thing. If you have a severe enough exposure, you'll get a corneal abrasion, basically a big scratch on the eye.
Yeah. And those hurt real
they're
bad.
really painful. And if they don't heal, appropriately, either because you don't get that pepper spray or the noxious stimulus out of the eye through irrigation or whatever, then the eye will have trouble healing. And then the eye has to do something to try to like protect itself. So it'll scar.
Yeah.
And then you're looking through a cloudy scar. And
Yeah.
that's when you get permanent vision loss. And a corneal abrasion will heal.
Right.
Like they heal up. They're painful for about 48 hours, but then much better after that. But scarring is a permanent thing. And so, we're not talking like massive levels of vision loss, but still enough to where, you're affected for sure.
Yeah.
Going from 20/20 down to 20/60 is a big deal for people.
Right. Yeah.
So, anyway, it's you want to get the contacts out, and then you can get corneal abrasions. Those should heal up okay. But just the best thing is try to protect yourself and with eye protection.
So what are do you have any recommendations for like the best kind of eyewear to protect?
Anything that has side protection and up top. So, you want to just try to limit anything
what about
from
swimming
getting in there.
goggles?
Better than nothing.
Okay.
Not ideal. Going in with a pair of and don't wear. You don't have to wear a swimsuit with them. You can actually go. You can be fully clothed. In fact, I encourage you to do that. Protect your arms and legs as well. But
does it get your skin? Does it hurt your skin?
Probably. I mean, that can't feel good anywhere. But certainly the mucous membranes.
Yeah.
Protect those mucous membranes.
Maybe we will hear from an ENT in the comments who can tell us about noses and throats for pepper spray.
By all means,
what people
definitely.
can do.
But it's been people really resonated with that advice, and so. But again, biggest takeaway is don't rub, irrigate with whatever fluid you have that's not milk-based, and then take out your contacts as quickly as you can.
So saline, they could just bring their contact solution with them.
Saline works. Saline's great. Yeah, and it just sometimes it comes in a squirt bottle.
Exactly.
Now, it's not a really large nozzle, so you
it'd take a
can't
while.
irrigate very quickly. So I would encourage you to have something bigger than that, and it's not going to be enough. But yes, that is a fluid you could irrigate with. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back with some more stuff.
All right.
Hey, Kristen.
Yeah.
Be honest. Do people think about their eyelids?
Honestly, I don't, unless something's wrong.
They should, because eyelids are amazing. They distribute your tears. They protect you from incoming objects. They're really important for overall eye health as well.
And we both know they can also be affected by something very common, Demodex mite.
Oh, yeah. Demodex blepharitis.
That's
when
right.
Demodex mites overgrow and they start causing problems like itchy, red, irritated eyelids with crusties.
Collarettes.
Collarettes, you got it. And everyone should know that if your eyelids aren't healthy, your eyes won't be either. That's why it's important to see an eye doctor, to get an eyelid check, which is part of a normal eye exam.
And the good news is there's a prescription eye drop treatment available for Demodex blepharitis.
It's great news. To learn more about eyelid health and Demodex blepharitis, visit miteslovelids.com. Again, that's miteslovelids.com to learn more. This ad is brought to you by Tarsus Pharmaceuticals. All right, one more social media thing that's not medical related, but I think is kind of hilarious, to be honest, is Southwest
Airlines.
Southwest Airlines.
Yes. Your mother's ride or die.
Well, she lives in Texas. It's like that's Texas to the core. Is like that's a core part of a Texan identity is like flying Southwest Airlines.
Yeah, it's everywhere there.
They recently changed their policies to where they have assigned seating now. And people kind of have lost their mind.
Yeah,
about this.
Don't know how to handle themselves anymore.
I think it's a combination of, Southwest. One of their calling cards was like free bags. Like your first 2 bags are free. They went away with that. That's done. Right. All right. We flew Southwest recently, $35 a bag. But also no assigned seating. So everybody got used to like
set an alarm on your phone for when you check in on the app, because that determines where you get to stand in line to get on the plane.
Absolutely. And you just try to get on that plane. People this is the way it's worked with Southwest. You've never flown Southwest. And like people try to game the pre-boarding system. Like, you bring your grandmother with you in a wheelchair, but then all the family members come with grandma to help her get onto the plane. And so all the family members who don't need to pre-board or have pre-boarded anyway. So you try to, like, there's like little games you play. Well, Southwest has gone away with open seating.
Yes.
So, reserve seats. But here's where, like, and I've been really, it's been interesting seeing the Reddit threads about Southwest since this change went into effect. And by the time this episode comes out, maybe they've like ironed out the kinks a little bit. But I guess what people are doing is, now with the assigned seating, you can pay an extra like $80 to get like the first 10 rows.
Right. Which is really essentially the same thing other airlines are doing, right? Like Comfort Plus on Delta.
The difference
or whatever.
is Southwest they don't have like better seats.
Right.
For those rows. It's just closer to the front. But they're still, you have to pay to get that. And so what people are doing, based on what I'm seeing on social media, is they get on the plane, they put their bags in the first bin they see, and then going back to their assigned seat in the back of the plane.
They don't take the bag with them to the seat they end up in. They just stick it in the first available place.
And then when the plane lands, they run quickly to where their bag is, and then so they can get off the plane a little bit faster.
Well, this is my question. Is this just like, because these are probably a lot of these are longtime Southwest flyers, are they just like unsure how it works to do your bags when you now have reserved seating? Or are they now like fully aware of what it is they're doing and they're just trying to to game the system, like what you were saying.
I think it's probably mostly the people that do this, and again, this is not all people that fly Southwest. I realize that. Like there's people that just don't. I think it's a combination of like playing the game and people just in general right now like don't know how to behave anymore in public.
Yes, this is true.
and so that extends to flights. And so, but I think it's they know what they're doing. But then the problem is that the people that are seated or in front of the plane now they don't have any place to put their bags, so they're going back to the back of the plane where there's an open bin.
Well, but hold on. If they're in the front of the plane sitting, like they got a seat at the front of the plane.
Yeah.
Well, never mind, because now it's reserved, right? So they may not have been the first people to board.
They're not necessarily boarding before other people.
Right.
Because I think it's still, I don't know how they determine like who boards when or whatever. Maybe that's part of the kinks that they're ironing out. But man, people are really like very frustrated because when the plane lands, now you got people that are like trying to go to the back of the plane.
Right.
To get
People
their bags,
sitting in the front are trying to get to the back and vice versa.
It's like,
they're just running into each other.
Oh my God, it sounds like a nightmare. Now I to give some credit to Southwest, like this is like as I'm saying this, it's like the first month of this change. So I'm sure it's going to get better. They're going to have to figure some things out though, because my God, it's certainly hearing about it makes me like not want to like want to avoid Southwest for at least a little while until they can figure it out, because it's just such a massive change. And I think my mom will still fly Southwest though.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to hear next time she takes a flight how her experience is.
I honestly, after flying on a any other airline where you have a reserved seat, I cannot. It just seems like barbaric in a way to like go to because it had been like 10 years since I last flew Southwest.
Right. After we moved out of Texas, we didn't encounter it as much.
And so it's just reserved seats, and then going back to like this open seating thing, it felt I was disoriented.
Yeah.
I was like, what? This
I kind of forgot how to do it that first time.
And one flight, we were like in the middle and middle of the like the boarding process, like a B50 or something, B30, and you go on the plane and everybody's window aisle, window aisle, and then we got like
a family of four here.
So what do we like? Where do we go? Fortunately, we found like a row of seats together, but it's like it was just so much more stressful than just having assigned seats. So
right. See, so you were the same way. Just both of us, we were the same way. Just going the other direction. You know, like going from reserved seating systems to an open seating system.
Change is hard for everyone. I guess is the point. Okay, I've got we've got a great idea for something in medicine. We're transitioning now back to the world of medicine.
Oh, okay, right.
All right. So you got any more thoughts about flights?
No, I'm good.
I just had to. It's like
I do have one.
I fell down the rabbit hole of Southwest Airlines recently.
It's actually safer to be at the back of the plane than the front of the plane. The further back you are, generally speaking, the safer you are in the event of a plane crash.
I just assumed if the plane crashes, everyone's dying.
No, not always.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways that planes crash and from different heights and
won't the tail like
landing
break
in different
off?
things. You're not sitting in the tail.
If you're in the back of the plane, you are. The tail, the tail of the plane. Like the back half of the plane will like break off.
Again, it depends on
where did you hear this information?
From a pilot.
Did you go seek this information out?
Nope.
You just came across somebody talking about the back of the plane being the safest? Did they posit an explanation for why?
Well, it's just, planes usually will crash nose down. So the further away you are from the nose, the more likely you are to survive.
I guess that would make sense. They don't crash.
They don't just
first.
fall straight down out of the sky. They,
Okay,
so
good to know.
Hopefully,
does that change?
We never need that information.
Can I ask you if that changes your boarding habits or your seat selection process?
It makes me more nervous. Yeah, because here's the thing: is we usually, for whatever reason, out of our airport, we usually end up having to have a layover. And often they are not very long.
Well, we like to fly Delta, and it's not a hub. Portland's not a hub, so we have to go to a hub.
Unless you're flying Alaska out of Portland, there's very few.
True.
Anyway, if I'm in a hurry, I've got to catch a connection, it's going to be tight, then I probably am going to try to sit up to the front. Yep. Also, I mean, it's very incentivizing to sit up there when the seats are bigger. You know, you pay a little extra and you get a bigger seat.
Well, they're great.
But it does cross my mind every time. Like,
the legroom is nice for me.
Should I sit in the back?
Yeah, I don't think about that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But maybe now you will. If you're not in a hurry, although you're enormous. So
yeah, I really prioritize the legroom.
Yeah.
It's a struggle for me. All right. There you go. Sit in the back if you have a tremendous amount of anxiety about plane crashes.
Mm-hmm. The more you know.
Let's take one more quick break, and then we'll go back. I have a medical related topic for you. I'm interested to know your thoughts.
All right.
Hey, Kristen?
Yeah.
I just want you to know that I am very well rested right now.
Are you?
Absolutely.
Why?
Why?
Yeah. How did you get so well rested?
Because I've been draping myself in cozy earth.
Oh.
Yeah. All through the nights.
Those sheets are very good.
The sheets and the comforter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, the comforter. So this cozy earth comforter, you feel calmer and cooler because you sleep better when you're cool.
That's right.
And it's like it's so soft. It just feels like a cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you wake up, you know what you could do?
What?
You put your socks on.
Ooh.
And Cozy Earth has socks.
Head to toe.
It's like
Cozy Earth.
It's like they know that like you want to like feel like you're sleeping on a cloud and you want to be walking on a cloud.
That's right.
That's what that's like all day. I'm on cloud 9. That's all it is. And right now you can get 100 night sleep trial with Cozy Earth. And also a 10-year warranty. So they take care of you.
Yeah, nothing to lose.
Absolutely. Discover how care in every detail transforms simple routines into moments of true comfort and ease. Head to CozyEarth.com and use code KNOCK for up to 20% off. And if you get a post-purchase survey, be sure to mention you heard about Cozy Earth right here. Experience the craft behind the comfort and make every day feel intentional. Okay, what are your thoughts about the after visit summary? Are you familiar with the after visit summary?
Yes.
Tell the people what the after visit summary. I want to hear it from your words.
It's the automated paperwork that you get that they print off and bring to your exam room at the end of a doctor's visit.
Do you feel like it should go away? Do you ever look at that paper?
I do. Particularly if it's for, the kids have a well child visit or something, and then you want to know what the doctor said. And I'm like, I don't know, here you go. So I don't have to like repeat the whole thing. It's also good for remembering.
Okay.
Like if there's specific information that you learned or was discussed, like dosages of things that you need or, whatever. The little things that are hard to remember, but you need to remember.
So like
they're useful for that.
Like an online portal has not replaced that function for you.
No, it has. Yeah.
Like I want to know.
You mean like specifically the piece of paper?
Yes. Do you look at that paper?
I glance at it sometimes. But I mostly just bring them home for you.
Okay.
To answer your question. However, you know what I do digitally? I log on to my chart or whatever. And what I like to do is just skip the after visit summary because often it's not that informative and go straight to the physician's notes.
You can see that on the
yes.
On the portal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I find that much more informative. I don't know. Maybe I'm a weirdo.
Well, for my practice, the note is the after visit summary, kind of like it's.
Well, it's a summary of the note, but no, I want to see the exact words in the note. That's what I do find useful sometimes.
So can I present an idea to you to see what you think? Okay. Like, let's say the problem is like nobody reads the after visit summary.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like a wasted document.
Yeah. Killing trees.
There's a lot of wasted documents. But it's a useful document. I still think it's useful.
The information
is useful. So what if we put jokes in it and try to make it funny?
I like it. Go on.
Then if like you knew you were getting this, you knew like your doctor was going to try to ham it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It's like getting a fortune cookie at the end. Like, oh, I can't wait to see what it
would
says.
Would you be more likely to read the instructions that your doctor has written out for you if it was a little jokey? If you had like a pun in there.
I think so.
Maybe like a humorous haiku.
Yes. I mean, unless it's like the same jokes every time for years, then it's back to being noise. But yes, in theory, I would like jokes in my very boring documentation. I would like jokes in my tax paperwork. I would like
tax jokes.
Yes. Well, any kind of joke, really.
So this, I think this is
I'd like jokes at the DMV.
Okay. All right. All the most boring things in the world.
Yeah. Let's just stick jokes in there.
So I think this is actually an application that, I'm pretty skeptical of most like AI applications that I come across.
Mm-hmm.
Very few good ones out there.
For what purpose?
Just in general, just AI in general. And
I mean, there's a lot of AI doing a lot of stuff, so you got to be more specific.
Most of the medical applications that come across my email, I would say I'm pretty skeptical about, like whether or not they're useful.
Well, I think it's a good idea to meet them initially with skepticism when they are medical.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
But I do think this, if it gets good enough to where like it can come up with some like decent like, dad jokey type things.
Yeah.
Like
it does seem like that's the only humor it has is dad jokes.
Yeah, like we're not talking high level humor.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take much to like spice up an after visit summary or a trip to the DMV. Like it should be fairly straightforward. So I think this is like the low hanging fruit to try to train like AI to have a sense of humor. It's like give it a very basic, easy task. Like, this is, we're trying to get someone to take, a ibuprofen, 600 milligrams 3 times a day for a week.
Okay.
Go.
Me?
AI.
You're the comedian.
No, I'm not saying you. Like, AI, go. Make this entertaining.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
I'm very curious.
I don't know. It's just like because no, like, I'm not going to waste my time to like.
No, you have more.
Got way more important things
treating the patients, the people treating the patient have they have special skills.
This is a totally superfluous thing that doesn't have to happen by any means.
Yeah.
But
it'd be pretty efficient these days, so why not?
Let's see if this would be a fantastic med student research project.
It would.
Absolutely fantastic research project. You just you take whatever boring ass document that we give patients, whether it's like on the insurance benefits side, HR, after visit summaries, whatever it is, and be like see if you can like have AI like make this a little bit humorous and funny, and then do the study, see like before and after, like how many people actually read the thing.
Right.
I don't know how you design it.
If it probably also helps with retention, with like memory.
Yeah, sure.
Funny things, we tend to remember those.
And it's not going to be groundbreaking comedy.
No.
I wouldn't expect it to, because AI right now really sucks at comedy. It's bad. It's bad. Yeah. I have received from some people some very clearly AI generated skits.
Got some work to do.
It's not my job is safe.
This may be I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this because I don't really want to train AI on your comedy so that your job continues to be safe. But it seems like something that maybe you could package up and sell. Is just like jokes to include.
I see. Like not using AI, just me.
No, you coming up with several jokes, like a ton of jokes, and they can like
have a little side gig.
They could use AI to match up, like, where would this joke fit within the after-visit summary.
After-visit summary humor. It's an under-recognized career pathway.
Yeah. You'd have to be careful. There's some pitfalls, for sure, you're going to need to navigate.
Well, now that I'm thinking about, like, the whole, like, AI application for doing this, obviously, like, there's patient privacy concerns.
Of course.
But you could probably figure that out because it doesn't have to be even patient-specific. It could you can make generic jokes just about
relatable,
and,
going to the doctor's stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Or just jokey, lame jokey dad joke
what would be an example?
About paper.
Like, do you have any?
I don't know.
Thoughts?
I'm too highbrow for even coming up with this type of thing.
Of course. Pardon me. Would you like some Grey Poupon?
Go ask ChatGPT, see what they can come up with. So anyway, I just wanted to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I like it. I like it as an idea.
Yeah.
You'd have to be real careful about the execution, but I think it could work if, in the right hands.
Okay. And that was my list of topics for you today.
Well, okay. So we are done talking. Your appointment has ended.
Well, we covered, we covered pepper spray.
Yeah.
Now do you feel like you can go into feel safe going into a protest?
Feel safe? No.
I gotta look a little bit more about the gas.
Yeah.
What's
tear gas?
Tear gas. Yeah. Almost said mustard gas. I think that's a very different thing.
I
don't know. I don't know what the difference. I don't know enough about that. But I imagine usually the answer for eyeballs is irrigate the hell out of them. So that's probably what the thing is. But I want to look into what the actual chemical is, and it being a gas versus a liquid could possibly change things.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. So
well,
anyway,
and there are people, I'll use Portland as an example. The ICE facility in Portland is near a freeway. It's near some residential buildings, and they are, at least at the time of this recording, kind of indiscriminately
using
tear gassing.
Tear gas, yeah.
And it's just there's videos, just this cloud that's then dissipating over Portland. And so the areas that are close to the ICE facility in particular, people are being tear gassed when they're not even at the scene.
Yeah, we did see a video of a little child.
Well, that was different. She was directly pepper sprayed.
Pepper sprayed or tear gas?
Pepper spray.
Pepper sprayed. But in that video, they did the irrigation right away, which is a good thing. So anyway,
it's a weird place.
Well, we'd love to hear everybody's thoughts about this topic. As I said when I talked about this on a recent Knock Knock Eye episode, give us your thoughts, but be respectful to each other in the comment section, and you can leave a comment on our YouTube channel at Glauc and Fleckens. We like to look at those, and we get we'll take some of those comments and address them sometimes on these episodes, on these Glock Talk episoys. So actually, we can give you a shout out to someone now. We have a comment.
Let's do.
Yep. So this is from at Kuroy XHF said, hard disagree. Let me tell you, maybe you know what he's disagreeing to. Hard disagree. Dr. G's characters do not have the same voice. The psychiatrist's voice is very fatherly.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I would say so. What personality disorder will you be exhibiting today, neurology? The neurologist sounds a little nerdy. That's right. I'd agree with that. And Jonathan's voice sounds like the singing of 1,000 angels. I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that comment.
What's the disagree?
I think at some point either you or me just made an offhand joke all you. I guess. It's all me. So it's maybe I was making fun of myself as not being a good actor or something, or just because it's.
Or maybe this was the inner monologue.
Maybe.
Conversation.
But he's right. I do have a variety of different voices.
It's true.
Even emergency medicine is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's a little bit Or he's like Putty from Seinfeld.
Yes. Is that the inspiration?
Well, no, not really. But once it was pointed out to me.
Yeah.
Actually, what people said was Kronk.
Kronk. Oh, I loved that movie, Emperor's New Groove. Yeah.
It does sound very much like Kronk. Just kind of monotone, like deep voice. Mm-hmm. Like matter of fact.
Right.
Like, this, you're going to turn into a trauma surgeon, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So anyway, thank you for recognizing my voices. I appreciate that. Full video episodes are up every week on our YouTube channel at Glock and Fleckens. We also have a Patreon, fun perks, hang out with other members of the community, early ad-free episode access, interactive Q&A live stream events, patreon.com/Glock and Flecken, or go to glockandflecken.com. Shout out to the Jonathans as usual. Lucia C., Edward K., Marion W., Mr. Granddaddy, Caitlin C., Brianna L., MP Cole, Tracy B., Mary H., Keith G., Parker, Muhammad L., David H., Kaylee A., Gabe, Gary M., Eric B., Marlene S., Scott M., Kelsey M., Dr. Hoover, Sean M., lots of people with last names starting with M. Mm-hmm. Ryan N., Jess K., Hawkeye MD, Bubbly Salt, and Shani D. Virtual head nod to you all. Patreon roulette time. We're going to shout out some of the emergency medicine tier. Seth H. Thank you, Seth, for being a patron, and thank you all for listening. We're your hosts, Will and Krista Flannery, also known as the Glauc and Fleckens. Our executive producers are Will Flannery, Krista Flannery, Aaron Corney, Rob Goldman, and Shanti Berg. Editor and engineers Jason Portizo. Our music is by Omer Benzvi. To learn about Knock Knock High's program disclaimer and ethics policy, submission verification, and licensing terms and HIPAA release terms, go to glockandflecken.com or reach out to us, knockknockhigh@human-content.com, with questions, concerns, or fun medical puns. Knock Knock High is a human content production.
Goodbye.
Thanks for watching the episode. You can find more on that playlist over there. If you prefer to listen, or you just had your eyes dilated, you can binge full episodes wherever you get your podcasts. Or join the party over on Patreon, where you get early access episodes, hang out with us, get lots of exclusive bonus content. Hope you subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think.